Batman versus Superman 166. Both stories are very good this week. We are going to pick a winner. Let's start with the Batman 166. Batman is drowning and being shot by bullets. This is your A story. It's actually really, really cool. Batman has this nightmare about this death trap where he's drowning and bullets are shooting at him, so he can't escape. Now, this is kind of weird, more kind of Silver Age weirdness, where these two guys can hear echoes through the Batcave. So they hear Batman telling Robin about this dream he had, and they want to make it come true. So that's kind of weird. So these guys have a bet on whether Batman can survive this death trap. So they lure him in. Robin's at a school function. He's at a dance or something. And they lure Batman in with this robbery. He falls through the floorboards here and into the trap. The way he gets out of this is absolutely brilliant. There's these bullets firing. He takes the casings and like shoves them into the side of the wall there, so that the gun gets stuck. And then because it gets stuck, it's like vibrating and breaks apart a bit. So he's able to pull it out and swim through. He swims through and beats the guys up and captures them. And that's the end of that one. The part two story, the B story, is Pat Powell. A little quick recap. She keeps meeting Bruce, but always masked. They're finally at a function at Bruce's place, but these guys rob everybody. This actually looks like a Batman 66 episode with Mr. Freeze, where he robs everyone at a party. So he robs everybody. Batman can't do anything. And now Detective Pat, she and her father are after the criminals, and so are Batman and Robin. They end up investigating. A lot of great investigation work here, actually. The last one had Batman getting out of a death trap, and this one has a lot of great detective work. It actually makes sense. And the detective work actually makes sense. Like, he contacts the caterer and all this stuff. In the meantime, the girl, Patricia, and her dad also are on the same trail of the criminals, and they meet up. So the criminals kind of lock them in this room here. So they team up, they find them, they team up with the Batmobile, and they got their car there, and they beat these guys up, and they capture them, and you can see some great action there, and that's it. So there you go. That's the Batman story. Very, very good. A lot of fun, very Batman type stuff going on, escaping death traps and just, detecting and all that. This is an Elseworlds story of super sons, and these are the sons of Superman and an unknown wife. They always do this kind of thing where they don't show who the wife is, but you can assume it's Lois. Now, this is very... I guess the show not Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois borrowed from this, because this is one long story where he has two sons. One of them has the superpowers and one of them doesn't. So that's been the current show, or the latest show that was on, that ended after 4 seasons, kind of explored that. So it's Jor-El. So Jor-El, the second, and Kal-El the second, and Jor-El has powers, but Kal doesn't. So you see them as kids here playing, but one of them's got powers and one of them doesn't. And, Kal Jr. or whatever is starting to feel like he's not up, worthy, right? His mom talks to him, says, no, you're just as good as any other kid, blah, blah, blah. But he sees that his brother upstages him in everything in sports, and he's just better. So Superman tries different things to give the kid powers. He gives him a formula and it works, but there's a side effect. It becomes intangible. There's this robot here that they get attacked. This robot protects them. So the kid just has this inferiority complex. He doesn't know what to do. So Superman goes to the fortress with the two kids and takes them into Kandor, where none of them have powers. So the idea here is that if they're both in Kandor, then they're both equal, because none of them has powers. But even in Kandor, when they take up the identities of Nightwing and Flamebird, which are the heroes, which is really Jimmy Olsen and Superman in Kandor. But even in Kandor, where they both don't have powers, Jor-El seems to excel. He's stronger. He's like a better fighter. He ends up saving his brother a couple times. So even there, he still feels inferior to his brother. But he's very smart. So Kal is very intelligent. So he researches, and he's finding out about Krypton, and he finds out about time travel, which you're going to see in a second. There's this great giant squid here that attacks. Flamebird and Nightwing team up. But again, he gets rescued by his brother. So again, he's, you keep rescuing me. There's a real Flamebird and Nightwing. So this villain here is stealing stuff, and he's really one upping the boys, and then we can see that they get out of the Kandor. They get out of Kandor, and this villain, Kryptonian villain, has come out. So he came out of the Phantom Zone, it turns out, and he's using this technology to run amok, and he's creating these monsters. So the powerless Kal-El decides that he needs to really figure out how this guy's doing it. And he starts to research more, and he learns about Krypton, and he learns about the Legion of Superheroes time machine, that time bubble that they use. So he actually goes back in the past to Krypton and meets Jor-El, his grandfather, and they work on the problem together, which is actually really neat. Now, he doesn't know it's the grandson. He calls himself Kent, of course, to hide his identity. And he actually plans on saving his grandfather, but it all doesn't work out because of, plot contrivance. But also, I mean, you can't change the past. They meet Crypto's father, which is kind of funny. So all these monsters, there's like this certain gas that can make the monsters demutate them or whatever. And this guy's been using this technology to, make the monsters go crazy and mutate them and all that. So the kid shows up at the end. Cal shows up. He's got the K on his shirt, and he sends the guy back to the Phantom Zone, and he saves his father and his brother. And that's the end of that story. These were really both very cool. I don't like Elseworlds stories usually, but I think the story was better. I really felt for the kids. I got more into it. The Batman one is a great Batman action-oriented comic. If I was rating both of these comics, they'd both get top scores. So it's difficult on this week. I think I'm going to give the story to Superman just because I really got into the characters in the story. And I'm going to give the characters to Superman, which automatically means Superman's the winner tonight. And I'm going to give the art to Superman as well because a lot of classic Superman art in that comic. But I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking, well, Batman was really trash this week. This was a great Batman comic. I highly recommend grabbing both of these. They're definitely worth your time reading them and picking them up if you collect older issues. But yeah, very, very good week this week. Very difficult. Superman is the clear winner, but it's not a bashing. It's just that this story happened to be very intriguing for me. I don't know why, and I typically don't like Elseworlds. As soon as I saw that it was a Sons of Superman, I was like, this is going to lose. Turns out I was wrong. So let me know in the comments who you think should have won this week and why. And please make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I appreciate your guys' support. That's it for this week. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.